Hi guys. Good evening, all of you. Hope all of you can hear me. Anyone, guys? Can you please confirm? Is I'm audible, guys? Right. Right, guys. So yeah. So guys, like yesterday we have taken one demo session, guys. Just give me a second. Okay. So guys, if anyone is facing any issue with the audio or video, please log off and please log in again, guys. Okay. Generally in our regular sessions also, if you have any issues with the audio, if you can't hear the voice or if you can't see the video properly, so please log in once again, guys. Okay. Fine. Okay. So guys, like yesterday, so all of you are here to learn something about generative AI. So many of you people may be having a different opinion or a different, which is understanding about what is generative AI. So generative AI means everyone says that it's something like an chat GPT. So it's not only that, guys, it is going to be somewhat which is a little bit different. So yesterday, to make you understand, I just explained a little bit about a technical. If anyone has missed the yesterday's class, guys, don't worry about that. Only one session, that too, just an introduction, guys. Just an introduction, just to very basic level. So what is generative AI? What is AI? What is generative AI? So to understand that, I said that there are two different types of models exist, guys. One is what we call it as a discriminative models, and the other one is nothing but what we call it as generative models. So what are discriminative models, guys? Discriminative models are nothing but the models which are trained to which is going to be discriminate between or to identify what it belongs to. So just an idea, guys. For example, let us say that if I give some image to the model and the model will tell you whether the person in the image is a male or a female. Or for example, if I give some kind of a medical report or a medical any x-ray or anything, something like that, or scanning report, so it will diagnose whether it is a positive or whether it is negative for a diagnosis. Or for example, if I give what is going to be some an image, so like it is going to generate some kind of an, it will tell you like what is the background inside that particular image. So simple difference, guys. So discriminative models are nothing but trained to which is going to learn something from that particular data, and they want to identify something. That means whenever some new data will come, it will identify, it will predict something about that particular whatever that input we have been given. Generative AI models or generative models are different, guys. They are also trained, but only thing is they are capable to generate some kind of a new content they will generate, guys. So last class I've just given a small example, guys. For example, if I give some kind of an human facial images to the generative AI models, models will learn saying that who is a male, who is a female face, how the female face look like, how the male face look like. It is going to identify it will learn something from the images. But after that, what we can do is we can ask that generative AI model. So yesterday we have done one small example in the Microsoft Copilot. So I asked the Copilot to generate an image which is of a 25 years age female with a smiling emotion. So what happened? We have seen, guys. It has generated some kind of an image. It has been generated. Actually, in reality, that particular image is not existing, guys. Right? The person does not exist. Right? But what happened here is it is going to generate that. But how it was able to generate that? Because earlier it has studied like how that particular images are going to looks like, how a male will looks like, how the female is going to looks like. So it studied something about that particular data. It has been got studied there. Okay. So that is the one what we practically we have to study about that particular data, guys. So that is what we discussed in the idea about that. So don't worry. So technically I didn't discuss about that. Just a minute. Okay. So that is what we have been discussed a little bit about what is the difference between a normal traditional discriminative models, which are normally what we call it as the machine learning models or deep learning models, what we call it as, and what is going to be this particular concept called as the generative AI models. They can generate some kind of a new content. As I said that it is generative AI. So that what is AI? If you know that, we can understand what is generative AI, guys. It can generate some kind of a new content, like we can generate some kind of a new text, new images, new videos, new audios, whatever you want, we can generate those particular concepts, guys. Okay. So just an idea I have given. So like what are the prerequisites? I said that there are going to be some prerequisites of Python. So don't worry, but I'm going to guide you about all those particular applications, how to learn and all these things. I'll discuss about the concept, guys. So today, yesterday, basically the one of the major question for many of them is like, what is going to be the prerequisites to learn this generative AI? So for that, what I did is, guys, I just given some little bit idea about that. So today I'm going to give a little bit more idea about like what exactly that is going to be required. Like for example, let us try to understand some kind of a roadmap. So I just give you a higher level idea about that, guys. So how we are going to learn, what are the things I'm going to learn, what are the things we are going to learn, all these things I'm going to just discuss as part of that particular today's session, guys. Okay. So how our learning procedure, what is going to be the learning methodology, what topics we are going to learn, and I'll also give you a complete, which is going to be, I'll also give you the course content also, guys. So maybe you have seen the course content on the durgasoftonlinetraining.com. It's a little bit different, guys. My complete concentration is completely on the topic of, which is going to be generative AI concept. Okay, so here also we are going to learn some machine learning, deep learning concepts are required, but we don't require to go for a more and the implementations of them. Just if you have to understand. So what is going to be the conceptual understanding? If you do that, that is sufficient to learn the generative AI models. Okay, first, guys. So obviously, the one of the basic thing, guys, one of the basically we have to require some basic programming skills, guys. Means I don't say that you require both of logically and all this programming, the scripting, all these things are not required. So basically, we have to require some basics of Python that are going to be required, guys. So basics of Python means it is not like you need to be an expert as in the Python. I'm not saying that you have to join a Python classes and you have to come here. Even if you have the knowledge, even if you don't have the knowledge, I'm going to just going to refresh all the basics of Python. I'm going to refresh the topics, guys. I'm going to refresh, guys. I'm going to refresh the classes. Hardly, maybe I can say that it is going to be hardly, I can say 2 weeks. It is going to be 2 weeks of time, guys. Just hardly. That means once I start with the Python classes, for 2 weeks, I'm going to teach you some Python core concepts I'm going to discuss, guys. Not even advanced Python also. Just a little bit core concepts I'm going to discuss. 7 to 8 topics are there, guys. Just if you have the idea. So even if you have the knowledge, even if you don't have the knowledge, it is like not completely like a beginning level. I don't start everything. What is software? What is hardware? What is a programming language? What is variable? What is declaration? We don't start at that particular level, guys. So directly learning Python is very easy. Python learning is very easy, guys. Nowadays, as of my knowledge, at least 80 to 90%, at least 80 to 90% of the people in this who are attending this class, so they knows at least the basics of Python, guys. So just I want to know, guys, I just want to know like who are the learners or who are the people who do not have any idea about Python. Completely zero knowledge I'm talking about. Can you please raise your hands, guys, so that I'll come to know how many people don't have any idea about the Python, guys. So once again, I'm asking who is having a zero knowledge of Python. So just can you raise your hands, guys? Can you raise your hand so that I can come to know that like who are going to be? Okay, one. Or even in the chat window also you can type in, guys. No idea. Okay, no idea. Okay, two. So maybe there are some 13 people are there, I think, except my excluding me, 2 people. No idea, 3. Okay, fine. So I think 3 or 4 people, guys, right? It is going to be hardly, it is going to be 3 or 4 people who are saying that they don't have any idea about the Python, right? So almost all it is going to be 70%, maybe a little bit 80% of the people, they knows at least some basic idea. Don't worry, even if you don't have the idea also, no worries. I'm going to teach you some basic concepts of Python. Okay, just like refreshing the topic. So for the people who do not have the idea about the Python, it is like a learning. We are learning Python. The guys who are already having the idea about the Python, it is just like a refreshing the concepts. I require some specific topics, guys. So general topics are going to be, all these are going to be generalized topics only, guys, like something like list, okay, something like tuples, something like some basic ideas, guys. What is set? How to write a like conditional control statements, what is comprehensions, okay, what is comprehensions, mainly how to work with functions, how to create function. This 4 or 5 topics will be there, guys. If you have the basic idea about what is a string class, so these are all going to be some of the which is going to be the basics, which is going to be the basics of Python is required. Hardly this will take somewhere around 2 weeks of time, guys. At least 2 weeks of time we are going to spend on this particular learning. So the guys who has already having the idea about Python, well and good. Once again, you attend, guys. I will refresh the topics. Maybe you will learn some new topics there because I'm going to discuss some kind of a topics which I require in our generative AI classes, guys. So first 15 days is almost all. We are going to cover this particular basics of Python. After that, there is going to be something that means as I already given some idea, guys. So learning, see, learning each and every basic concepts is going to be, if you want to mainly study about NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Matplotlib is required, guys, but not that much, which is going to be required in our generative AI classes. In machine learning, deep learning, we require data visualization skills. But coming to this, like generative AI concepts, guys, a little bit basics of how to work with arrays. Just a little bit basics, guys. You need not to be an expertise in the arrays. How to create an array, just what is going to be an array, how to create an array, how to manipulate some arrays, etc. So what are going to be arrays? A little bit of what is going to be data frames, okay, and a little bit of which is going to be data visualization. So basics, guys, we don't require normally in our regular data science classes. That will take almost all, if you can say, more than one month it will take, guys. But here we are not going to spend that much time, guys. Just hardly 2 days on arrays, 3 days on arrays. Data frames are also, it is going to be just a 2 to 3 days. Maybe you can say that 1 week of time, guys. 1 week, just a 1 week of time, it is going to be sufficient, guys. I will give you some basic fundamentals. If there is a little bit additional concepts are there, whenever go for the implementation, I will use as that kind of an arrays and all these things. So just if you have an idea, guys, arrays are going to be works with, whenever you want to work with arrays, we will learn something about a library called as NumPy. I think all of you have an idea, guys. Python learning is all about learning of which is going to be libraries. Just there is going to be something called as an Python libraries will be there. We have to just work on the Python libraries. Apart from that, nothing is there. Learning Python is nothing but learning about libraries only, guys. For every implementation, there is going to be some kind of a libraries will be there, guys. Isn't it? So most popular libraries will use them. So in our generative AI classes also, first there are going to be some basic fundamentals are there, guys. So arrays are going to be NumPy, data frames are going to be nothing but pandas, and something like visualizations is going to be done something about by using something called as what shall I say, that it is Matplotlib. Even Matplotlib, basics of Matplotlib is sufficient, guys. You don't require any higher level implementation of Matplotlib. Just a few, which is going to be few types of visuals are sufficient, guys. We don't really require all that kind of a data visual, because you're not doing any data analysis and all these things we are not doing, guys. So this is going to be something about the fundamentals of some arrays and all these things. It will take another 1 more week, guys. So these are all fundamentals. Don't think that these are going to be concepts of Python, guys. They are using Python. We are implementing how to work with arrays, how to work with the data frames, how to work with the visualizations, etc. Then there is going to be the most interesting topic is going to be the NLP, which is going to be related. There are going to be NLP concepts will be there, guys. I think you guys maybe heard about what is going to be NLP stands for, natural language processing. So basically in NLP, the main interesting topic here is, maybe I don't know how many of you have been having an idea about NLP. So in NLP, what we are going to do, guys, mostly we are going to work with something relevant to textual data, guys. Text data completely. We are going to work with the text data, guys. completely. Total, we are going to work with the textual data. Okay, so NLP is a technique where we are going to completely work with something called as an textual data. So a lot of pre-processing will be there. We have to clean up your textual data. I'll tell you guys, a lot of things we are going to discuss in our coming classes. Some terminologies like tokenization, okay, something like removing of stop words. So whenever we want to analyze, guys, so basically what we have to do, guys, we have to go for some tokenization. After tokenization is nothing but splitting the guys. So whenever you want to split a paragraph, you know what is a paragraph? Paragraph is nothing but a collection of sentences. Paragraphs are going to be splitted into which is going to be sentences. Sentences are again in turn there are going to be splitted into tokenized into words. So paragraphs to sentences, sentences to the words, all these are going to be what we are going to call it as tokenizations. After that, removing of stop words, a very interesting stopping, guys. Stemming, lematize. So these are all going to be some of the techniques what we have to learn. These are some basic fundamentals of NLP. Stemming and which is going to be lematize, lematization, stemming. These are all going to be some of the basic fundamentals in which is going to be learning generative AI concepts. Before that, we have to learn, guys, NLP concepts are going to be gets required. So apart from that, there are some techniques are there to convert all this textual data into numbers. Because we know that computers can't understand your textual data, guys. Internally, all the textual data has to be gets converted into some kind of a numbers. For example, you go to a chat GPT and you're asking the chat GPT. So yesterday we asked it. So whenever I asked the Copilot, so I asked it, so generate an image of a female of 25 years of age, Indian female with a smiling face. So first of all, the Copilot has to understand it is a nothing but an LLM. It's going to be nothing but an LLM model, guys, internally, large language model. So internally, it was trained to understand. First of all, it has to understand what I'm talking about that. So the context, what I'm talking about, I'm asking it to draw an image, or I'm asking to generate a video, or I'm asking to generate a text. What I'm asking about that, it has to understand all the context. So first of all, your machine has to understand your language, what you are talking about. So for that, all these are going to be the basic fundamentals, guys. So there are so many different techniques are there. So I think maybe some of you who having an idea about that, something like we have a technique called as one hot encoding. Okay, don't worry, guys. Don't worry about all these terminologies. We have something called as an bag of words. We are having something called as an which is going to be something called as an TF-IDF. It is nothing but what we call it as term frequency, inverse document frequency. We have something called as an n-gram representation. We are having something called as an word to vec is going to be there. Word to vec. So words are going to be converted into some kind of a vectors. So all these are going to be some kind of an what we can say the different types of the basic NLP fundamentals we have to require, guys. These also will take somewhere around 2 weeks of time it is going to take, guys. It is also going to be taken some kind of a 2 weeks of time we are going to take it, guys. So almost all 2 weeks plus 2 weeks plus 1 week, almost all 5-6 weeks you can say, guys. That means almost all somewhere around 5 to 6 weeks, all the basic fundamentals will be completed, guys. Then our main, which is going to be the generative AI course is going to be get starts. The main generative AI concepts will start, guys. So we'll discuss, guys. I'll show you all the different types of applications. I'll tell you. So we'll see what exactly we are going to do is. So we'll try to generate a kind of a system, guys. So what it can do, for example, we are going to develop some LLM models based on which is going to be different criterias. We are going to generate some kind of an LLM models. Okay, just before going to that, just don't worry. Morning, just I want to show you guys like a small examples of how we are going to be gets working with that. So don't worry, I will use some kind of an which is going to be software I'm using that. That is what I call it as, which is going to be Akriti. Yeah, can you please summarize again in short, week-wise, what we are going to learn? Okay. Week-wise, what I'll give you a complete details, the complete detail course content I'm going to give you. So just once again, quickly, I'm just telling about that. For first 2 weeks, we are going to learn some basics of which is going to be Python. We are going to cover them. So like which is going to be basic 2 weeks, guys. List, tuple, sets, comprehensions, functions, string classes. Okay, conditional control statements. I didn't written all of them, guys. Conditional and control statements, how to work with the libraries, all these things are basics of Python. This will take approximately 2 weeks of time. Then we are going to work with little bit of arrays, data frames, data visualization. That will take another 1 week of time. After that, there are going to be some basic NLP concepts are required, guys. So it will take, guys, it will take at least 2 to 3 weeks. It is going to take, guys. That's why I said that 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 3 plus another 2 to 3, which is going to be almost all 6 weeks. With the 6 weeks, of course, guys, you will be having all the basic fundamentals, all the basic concepts. You are going to learn that. Then we are going to start with our generative AI application, guys. So we are going to use a different types of LLM models. We are going to use it. As I already said that we are not going to develop an LLM model here, guys. We are going to use a pre-trained, simple, guys, very easy. We are going to take some kind of an, which is going to be pre-trained models we are going to take in, guys. I'll tell you how to get that particular pre-trained models. There are so many pre-trained models are there, guys. Nowadays, we have got a lot of pre-trained models. So I'll show you. I think I don't know how many of you have the idea about this one, guys. It is nothing but what we can see. It is going to be Hugging Face. What we can call it as, guys, it is going to be the Hugging Face, what we can see that. Yes, we are going to learn how the models are going to, okay, linear regression. That is not required, Akriti here now. We don't require to learn what is the linear regression model here to understand this. Okay, so generative AI models are different. It is not like an, we are not going to learn anything like a discriminative models. We are completely, this course is completely for generative AI models. Okay, so there are so many different types of which is going to be, there are so many predefined which is going to be pre-trained models, what we are going to call it as, guys. See there, so many models we are going to be having here, guys. So many models, so many different types of models we are going to be having there. So using this particular models, what we are going to do is we'll download these particular models. We'll just download these particular models. And what we are going to do is sometimes we are going to fine tune them. So there are going to be the fine tune them what we can see with the models, guys. According to your requirement, we are going to develop some kind of, so maximum we are not going to develop the models here and now. We'll take some kind of a pre-trained models we are going to take, guys. And based on that particular pre-trained models, we are going to work with them. So we'll see different types of which is going to be the models what we can see. So Google, which is going to be the Google models. Okay, so we are having a so many OpenAI models we are going to do. So Meta Llama models, we are going to work with that. Okay, so many different type of, which is going to be LangGraph, which is going to be LangChain. So LangChain and which is going to be LangGraph. So these are all going to be some kind of an, which is going to be, we can see, guys, see there, what is going to be this one, guys. LangChain is an open source framework designed to simplify the development of applications powered by large language models. We are going to use this, which is going to be LangChain. It is going to be LangSer. Like this, we are going to be using, guys. Llama. We are going to be working something called as N, which is going to be the Llama models, what we are going to use as, guys. So we are going to, all of them are going to be, finally, what we can see is Llama can refer to either the, whatever the, it's going to be Meta open source family of large language models, LLM models, what we can see. So something like that. We have a different models are there, guys. Obviously, OpenAI, we all of you know that. So OpenAI is also having a lot of, which is going to be LLMs are going to be available, guys. So along with the course fee, you have to spend some extra money, guys, because all this does not comes within, which is going to be at a free of cost. Some of them we have to pay. Some of them we have to pay, guys. So there are going to be again so many, which is going to be models we are going to be having, guys. So how to work with that particular models, which is going to be the GPT 4.1. So we are having some little bit lightweighted, which is going to be the mini is a little bit lightweighted models there are going to be. So we'll see them, guys. So many different types of models what we are going to be having there. So using this particular model, not only this, there are so many different types of open source, which is going to be the pre-trained models are there. Almost all we use each and every, the popularly whatever we are going to use this. So I teach you how to work with Llama, how to use the Gemini, how to use which is going to be this one, which is going to be the LangGraph, or which is going to be LangChain models, OpenAI models. So you can use, that means by the end of this course, So you will be in a position to understand how to get a pre-trained model, how to fine tune that particular model for our implementations. Our main idea here is, guys, just like how the chat GPT or how the Google Gemini or how the which is going to be the this particular copilot is working. So it is going to be the same thing what we are going to do, guys. We'll also develop it. But as you know that these are going to be generally works on that. So these are going to be little bit related to our, which is going to be our, which is going to be specific domain or a specific particular product. For example, nowadays, you know that no, guys, for example, there is a product was there. So whenever any customer want to get some, which is going to be any support or which is going to be anything like a support they require, so they need to call the call center, okay, or they need to call the call center, wait for the customer care executive to speak. All these are not required, guys. Now the company can develop some kind of an LLM application, they can develop it. So once if you feed, whenever the customer can ask anything related to the particular product, so it is going to gives you the answers related to the particular product, isn't it? So it may not able to identify. For example, if you go to the Google and if you go to the chat GPT and ask some question, generalized questions, it can ask it. But specifically about my company internals, so they cannot do that. So we can also develop. So nowadays companies are developing, guys. I've seen a lot of companies. Internally, they are developing. They are not going to develop on a which is going to be on a higher level. So within that particular, whatever the enterprise or that particular corporate, so there are learning. I think some of you who are already into the corporate level, they know how the generative AI is going to be getting implemented at your enterprise level. So they develop. So I've seen a lot of people asking, sir, we are developing a kind of an LLM models. So yes, absolutely, guys. So we need not to develop everything from the scratch. We need not to develop everything from the scratch, guys. So basically, just there are some pre-trained models are there. So download that particular pre-trained models, fine tune them according to your requirement, and we have to work on that. So you have to spend a little bit additional money. We have to spend it, guys. Maybe hardly I can say somewhere around 5,000 or something you have to spend, guys. Better, because if you spend some money, if you use instead of using free, up to free means there is a limit will be there. Free means obviously only these many tokens only you can utilize. But if you want to use extensive research, if you want to do, guys, better pay some money. So $5 or something they will charge us. Okay. So these many, I think 1 million tokens or something, it will say that. So that many tokens means it takes a lot of 1 million tokens are very high, guys. You can work with them. Yes, absolutely. We are going to do a lot of which is going to be the use cases and all these things. We are going to work with them, guys. Okay. Yes, we are going to use some pre-trained models, what we call it as, not predefined models. It is going to be what we can call it as the pre-trained models are going to be there. So learning is obviously any generative AI course. They don't, if you want to develop from the scratch, if you want to really want to develop an LLM model, I'll show you that one, guys. I'll show you that one also. But I told you in the last class. For that, what you have to do, guys, if you want to really develop an which is going to be a model from the scratch, we require some kind of a concepts of deep learning. Mainly, you require a concept called as which is going to be transformers. How a transformer will work. If you want to understand what is transformer, first of all, we have to understand what is neural network. If you want to, first of all, understand what is neural network, a little bit maths is going to be required, guys. You have to understand some basic mathematics of what is going to be derivatives. Okay, so neural networks is not that much easy because they're part of the deep learning concepts, guys. So basically, we don't require all of them. There are so many neural networks are there. ANN, we have an artificial neural networks. What we are having convolution neural networks, what we call it as CNN, or we are having recurrent neural networks, which is going to be RNN. These are going to be transformers. Mainly in transformers, we are going to work something called as encoders and decoders and all these things, what we are going to work with them, guys. Absolutely. Saurabh, you don't require. You don't require to cover about all that ANN, CNN, RNNs. As I told you, it is only just the I will explain them. I'll explain the concept, how they will work, what is a neural network, how it is going to work, or how which is going to be a transformer, how a transformer is going to works, basically. If you want to understand transformer, first of all, we have to understand what is ANN, what is a neural network. Basic neural network is ANN. So we'll discuss about how practically that ANN will work. That means understanding the concepts. Practically, if you want to design them, again, we have to create them. We have to understand a lot of NumPy libraries. or you have to understand a lot of things related to that, how to deploy them. It is going to be how to evaluate them. There is a lot of things are going to be required. So practically it is not required, guys. So see there, it is going to be, some people are getting confused here, guys. This is not a data science class. It is completely dedicated. It's not a data science class, guys. In data science class, we are going to teach you all those particular concepts, guys. So there, what is the main concentration? Machine learning, deep learning, NLP. These are the main concepts what we are going to concentrate in the data science classes, guys. Plus with additionally something little bit about the what is going to be Gen AI. Gen AI, how many classes will be there, guys? Hardly it is going to be somewhere around 10 days they will teach you, guys. Some basics of generative AI, they will teach you. 1 or 2 applications, they will explain them. And with that, that is over. Complete concentration is on what is machine learning, what is deep learning, what is NLP, what is classification, what is regression, what is clustering, what is ANN, what is CNN, what is RNN. That is the main topic, guys. It will take somewhere around 5 to 6 months of time. So these are going to be all the basic foundations of data science, whatever the data science, the foundations, guys. So here we don't require, for learning of generative AI, we don't require any one of them, guys. So it's unnecessary. Even if you see directly, if we try to learn something about transformers also, we can't understand. So that's why I'm going to teach you some basic fundamentals. What is neural network? What is a neuron? How a neuron will work? I'll just explain you how it is going to work. Just a little bit intuition about that neural network concept. A little bit intuition about what is going to be the classification models. Regression models are not required here. We don't require the regression models. Only classification models are required. How it will work, I just give you a little bit idea about those particular concepts. I'll explain them, guys. Okay, that is going to be what we are going to perform all that operations in our, which is going to be the class. Sometimes, as I said that, even in the last class also said that, guys. Sometimes some topics I'm going to explain them at a little bit higher level. You guys has to, which is going to be explore a little bit more about those particular concepts, but no need to go to more details into them. Up to whatever the extent of machine learning, up to what extent the deep learning is required, up to that extent I'm going to discuss. Separately, I'm not going to dedicate any time for that. Dedicated any time for that, guys. So already, just an example, guys. In morning session, one 7 o'clock generative AI classes is going on currently right now. But right now, some of them, that means not all of them, some of them are already having the idea about the basic fundamentals of data science, etc. But without that, just an example, today morning session, just a today morning session only, it has been happened. What is the topic is going to be? What is bag of words? So there is a small topic called as, which is going to be bag of words, which is going to be topic is going on in the today's class. So now just an example, guys. Don't worry about all these things. I have some small textual data, guys. See there, just it is completely just like a text data, textual data here, guys. See there, the textual data is nothing but hello, how are you? I'm going on a leave and send the SMS. You got a lottery. You look beautifully. I will take care of you. And all these are going to be normal textual data, guys. They are not at all in numbers at all. So using some kind of a small, which is going to be, I didn't written even a lengthy, which is going to be a long, which is going to be lengthy syntaxes or a lengthy code also, I didn't written them, guys. Just say there, first I prepared all that particular, I got all this text and I prepared some data here, guys. Some set of cleaning I have done, a set of cleaning I have done. If you observe carefully, apply and get 20% discount. That 20% will not be available here now. Hello, how are you? If you can see closely, hello, how are you? There is a question mark is there. That question mark will not be available here now. Can you see you got a lottery? Some exclamatory symbol is there. You got a lottery, but there is no exclamatory symbol is not available. So don't worry. You cannot understand all these applications now itself, guys. Some kind of an applications, just a 1 or 2 lines of code. See there? Totally that sentence has been got converted into some kind of a numbers like this here now. Some kind of a number. So if you can see each and every sentence, how many words are there, it is giving a clear information about that. All these are numbers there. So if you can see there in the second document, if you can see in the second sentence we have. So there is one, I am on leave and send the SMS, something like that, right? So see, I am, and which is going to be on, it is going to be sent SMS, the, you, something, I think it is going to be, I have the words are there. So these are the techniques we have to learn, guys. You don't really require to understand more about those particular applications, what we have to do that. No, no. We are not going to learn anything about how to make the agents. We are not going to learn. That is a different, see, that is a different case. That is a different case. Don't try to just bring that into the discussion here now. So we are not going to create some kind of that is an AA agents are going to be there. So those are a little bit different there. No, we are not going to create any agents or anything like that. We are going to create some kind of an LLM models which can answer your questions, guys. That means, for example, I can tell you in a simple way, just an example I can tell you guys. So just an example, we'll do one kind of an application like this, guys. We have some kind of a database. Just easy to understand, I'm telling guys. There is something called as a database system is there, guys. A small example. We'll do this example practically in our training program. There is going to be something like a database system is there, guys. Database means you all of you have an idea. A little bit of data is going to be there. All the data is there. So obviously, whenever you want to query the data, what we require, guys, obviously, you have to use some language like an SQL language is going to be gets used, guys. We require some kind of an SQL language. Obviously, right? You require some kind of an SQL language is required. Now, for example, let us say that, for example, guys. So for example, let us say that there is going to be something like what we can see is the client is asking some reports. So whenever the client wants some data from this database, there must be some SQL developer will be there. He will write some SQL queries, and what will happen here is, guys, he will write the SQL queries and query the data. Now the thing is, what I am going to do, guys, on this particular whatever this particular database system, I will develop some kind of an LLM models I'm going to create, guys. One LLM model I'm going to create it. Now what this LLM model is going to do is, guys, client directly don't require anybody. That means client does not require anyone which is going to be any specific knowledge of SQL or something like that. So the LLM model directly what the client can do is he can give a prompt. So tell me what is going to be the sales, what is going to be the sales data, or what is the total sales in the year 2024. So once the user gives this particular input or a prompt, immediately that will be executed. That will be internal. Internally, there is a lot of process will taking place, guys. Internally, there is a lot of process is going to take place. So this prompt is going to be sent to the database, and according to the requirement, it will write some appropriate query, and the result is going to be directly given to them. That means what you can observe carefully, guys. What we can observe carefully here now. The client does not require any knowledge of SQL. No language, no knowledge of SQL is going to be required, guys. And it does not require the help of an SQL developer. Directly, you can just write down which is going to be. That is what the basic idea now, guys. What you are doing with the help of the ChatGPT, guys, you can use a lot of things. What are the AI models we are doing? Without having any knowledge, we are able to generate a lot of new content we are generating, right? So we are asking yesterday, we asked you to generate something which is going to be some image of a female of 25 years of age we generated. Not only that, anything you can give. You can give a large text we can do, and we can say summarize this particular content of that. You can give, guys, we can give some data and we can just say that please summarize that. It will total summarize all that particular total content, and it is going to give you the summary of that. Hope you all of you have an idea. In Amazon, if we can see, guys, when you open any Amazon, which is going to be the whatever this particular data, whatever the Amazon preview reviews, if you see, there is going to be some content is getting generated, guys. Nowadays you see that. So what it is doing, guys, for example, if you open, which is going to be Amazon you open the Amazon.com, guys. So open any kind of a, which is going to be some kind of a product you open in, guys. Okay. So when you open the product, there is going to be something like what we can see is there is going to be some kind of an AI generated text will be there. I think all of you have an idea about this one. So come down, there is going to be some text is going to be generated, guys. So how this text is getting generated, guys, come down, there is going to be this is generated there. How this has been got generated, guys? It is completely generated by it is an AI, right? So it is an AI generated, which is going to be the text from the customer reviews. So all the customer reviews, it has been taken and it has been just generalized. It has been just generated from the summary of the overall, whatever the reviews are there. Who generated this, guys? It is completely generated by the one language model. One large language model has been generated. So customers find the smartwatch build quality good and appreciate its appearance. And it is going to be additionally the watch is only compatible with Samsung phones and customer disagree on whether it's worth the price. So it is giving so build quality, look wise, features wise, there are going to be good, but value, money, functionality, it is going to be neutral. Battery life, connectivity, compatibility with the Samsung phones, it is negative. Something like that, we can see some kind of an how it is generating by summarizing all this particular whatever the content is there. It is going to be just summarizing the data here, guys. You understood the point? So here also what we can do now, guys. So what is an idea here, guys? Now the user does not requires any knowledge of SQL. User does not requires, which is going to be nothing but you don't require any SQL help, any SQL developer help, or the client does not also requires any kind of an which is going to be in SQL language. As part of our training, we'll do this kind of an one of the application we do, guys. We'll do a lot of application, guys. We're going to develop some kind of an chatbot applications. We'll do. We are going to do some kind of an which is going to be interacting with the database systems. We are also going to develop some kind of an RAG applications, text summarizations. Okay, for different applications, we have to use different, which is going to be the models what we have to use, guys. For chatbot, we have to use one type of application. For RAG applications, we have to one, which is going to be chatbot application. We have to use a different one. Like this, it is going to be different one, guys. So we'll do a lot of which is going to be different examples. I'll also show you, I'll share you, guys. I'll share you whatever the content is there. I'll share you those particular content also so that you will get some idea about like what topics we are going to learn and all these things we are going to get in, guys. Yes. So we are going to learn some kind of an which is going to be, we can develop, yes, we can develop the AI agents also can be developed, but that is not a part of your, which is going to be the generative AI course. Okay, so we don't have that particular concepts as part of the generative AI concepts. We are not going to do that. So in generative AI, mainly our concentration is on, our main concept is going to be on, which is going to be this kind of an developing some kind of an LLM models for a different purpose. As I said that chatbot application, RAG, text summarizations, communicating with the database systems. Okay, some kind of an fine tuning that particular models, how to improve the performance of that particular models. We have that, guys. We have some techniques are going to be there. We'll use all that particular techniques to do all these application, guys. Okay, so just an idea. So don't worry, we'll see about all that application one after the another. I'll explain the complete details application. But this is a way, guys. So this is our, which is going to be the complete roadmap of our application. First 5 to 6 weeks, all the basic fundamentals and all these things we are going to learn, guys. And the remaining, we can say almost all 6 to 10 weeks, guys. Total course is almost all, I say 3 to 4 months, guys. It is going to be 3 to 4 months is going to be your course, guys. We'll say 3 months, but almost all 3 to 4 months it will take, guys. Means almost all it is going to be somewhere around 15 to, which is going to be 16 weeks it will take, guys. Almost all 15 to 16 weeks it will take, guys. In that 5 to 6 weeks, if you just remove all that one, if you see that, almost all it is going to be 10 weeks. 10 weeks means almost all 2 months, guys. Almost all 2 months, 2.5 months will completely we'll learn how to get a particular model. It is open, guys. You can use any kind of a models we can use. It's not that you have to use only these kind of a specific models. So we'll use all the different types of models. What are the freely available? Not freely available. Some of them are open sources, guys, but some of them are going to be, we have to pay some money for that. We have to spend some money for that. So we'll use as that kind of a models. We'll always try to use only the open source model mostly. Wherever that is not possible, we'll try to buy some, which is going to be, we have to spend some $5 or something like that. We have to spend, guys. So these are all going to be our basically whatever the content which we are going to learn as part of the generative AI models, guys. Okay. So that is, guys, just getting an idea. Like to get some idea, I have given some kind of an applications what we have to do. That's yes, all the latest models. See, the idea here, is it is up to you. I will just show you how to get the models, how to fine tune them, how to work with them. So depending on your requirement, we have a lot of models will be there. Thousands of models are there. It's not that which is going to be only these specific models are there. We are going to use a lot of models what we are going to use, guys. Okay, so that is a concept which we are going to learn them. So you will be in a position to use, it is up to you whether you want to use a which is going to be a OpenAI model or a Llama model or some other model. So get the model, you have to fine tune them, and we have to work with that. That is what we are going to work with that. Okay. And Saurabh, which projects will be covered means developing of this is going to be LLM models only. We are going to be working with that, right? So every example we are going to do is going to be like in case study, like a project we are going to be working on that. Okay. So the applications what we are going to be doing is going to be each and every use case, each and every application or each and every use case we are going to work is going to be like in which is going to be some kind of a case study. We can say that it is like a project. So we'll do some projects also. So depending on our which is going to be the resources that are available, because there are some issues are there, guys. So we cannot get a large because some models are very huge models will be there. You cannot download and we cannot train those particular models in our systems. So because they requires a little bit very high computing power is required. So we have to take some help of GPUs or something like that. So up to some extent, almost all each and every whatever the each and every use case we are going to learn, each and every application we are going to learn, it's going to be like in one project kind of a thing what we can do that. Okay. And apart from that, I also will try to just try to integrate some like in capstone projects that can be integrated with our project. At the end of the course, we look into those particular things, guys. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it for the today's class. Yes, it is going to be recording sessions. Yes, it is going to be obviously. I'll tell you about those things also, guys. Every day-to-day recording will be given, guys. Through the Google Drive, it is going to be available for you. So after the class is completed, so once you register for the course, you will get the access to the videos, guys. So all the material, class notes, whatever I'm writing the program, all these things I will be giving through that particular Google Drive. Will be getting the access, guys. And every day-to-day recording video is also available. The live recording, guys, not any pre-recorded videos. The live recording videos will be available for you guys. So we can take, so because you know that, right, it is an online class. So maybe there is a lot of technical issues will be there, maybe an internet connectivity and all these things. So if you miss any class for due to any specific reason, you can just refer to that particular recording videos and attend the next session, guys. Yes, there is going to be some course completion certificate will be there, Sagar. Absolutely, there is a course completion certificate from the DurgaSoft, but from my side, my recommendation is please get some confirmation from the DurgaSoft team. Even we are also working for DurgaSoft, but the certification is going to be given by them. So please get some confirmation from them once again, because I know it they will give, but please get a confirmation. They'll give you a course completion certificate from the DurgaSoft once the course is completed, right? Yes, time is 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. guys. 6 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. something like that. It will be there. Generally 6 to 7:15 p.m. IST, guys. It is going to be the Indian timing. It is going to be 6 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. is your class timing, guys. Okay. If you want to start a model from scratch, as I said that no, you have to learn what is transformers. Mainly, we have to understand what is transformers. Lot of things are going to be required. It's not that much easy. Developing a large language models is going to be easy. Better is going to be, see, even machine learning models. Earlier, what we used to do, everything we used to develop from the scratch. But nowadays, everyone is using a pre-trained models. So why should you waste your time? See, companies requires only the required output. Whether you have been developed it or whether you have been imported from somewhere, it does not matter. So nowadays, no one is using the, which is going to be, we are learning, some people are learning them. But when you go to the real time, they're saying that instead of developing from the scratch, use some kind of a pre-trained model. So if you go to some kind of a cloud services, many of them, which is going to be pre-trained models will be there. So use them, train them and use them. That's it. So, but if you want to develop from the scratch, you have to learn what is RNN, what is LSTM, what is transformers, what are encoders, what are decoders. All these are basics requirement is required. So if you know that, then you have to understand. That takes a lot of time. If you really want to understand, it takes a 6 months of time to understand all those all those basic concepts. So that's why nowadays nobody is learning. If you see any course, if you see, learn anything, if you try to say any generative AI course, they says that it is going to be, we'll use as a pre-trained models, what we are going to use as. Okay, fine. Right now, we don't have any weekend batches, but I think some other faculty was there. I think her name is Sashmita. I think Sashmita madam is conducting a weekend batches. So if you really require any weekend batches, Nikhil, so just contact DurgaSoft, our backend team. Just ask them for a which is going to be weekend batch. I think there are some weekend batches are also there, but not from my side. We have 2 to 3 members are there. One is me and Shashmita madam is there. She is handling weekend batches, and other trainer is also there. I think Arjun Shrikant, he is another faculty member. So who are handling this data science and generative AI classes at DurgaSoft. So if you want to have it, I think as of my knowledge, there is some weekend batches going to be starts from Shashmita madam. So please contact the DurgaSoft for those particular details, Nikhil. Okay, fine. Okay, guys, that's it for the today's class. So today is also only just an introduction part, guys. Just I given some small introduction regarding which is going to be something like and what we can see. What I can say is I can say something like what is the basic idea, like how to learn this generative AI course. So mainly whenever you want to learn the generative AI course, what exactly you require. So what concepts that are going to be gets required. So how to learn that also, I just given some little bit idea about that. Okay, fine. I'll try them as Simanchal. Yeah, Simanchal. So I don't as of now we don't have that, but in coming which is going to be the coming classes, at least we have to complete them. So obviously in coming classes we are going to try to integrate it. So technology wise, I'll try to integrate a lot of things, but as of now we don't have any. As of now, I don't have any commitment for that, but in coming future classes, obviously we are going to add up them, guys. Okay, so if you are saying that agent AI use case project, I'll try to provide them. At least we'll try to implement some kind of an applications. We'll try to do that. Okay, but as of now in this course we don't have that, right? As of now we don't have that. Okay, fine, right. Yes, if you have any doubts, guys, which is going to be, if you have any doubts, just I can clarify those particular doubts, and we can end up the session for today, guys. And so that we are going to be having some kind of an, what we can see, guys. We'll see in the coming classes, we'll see the applications. Yes, I'll give you clearly, I'll give you the, which is going to be the course content. So tomorrow I'll just explain the course content once again, guys. And we are going to be I'll give you, guys, I'm going to give you some kind of an course content I'm going to give you, and I'm going to make you understand that applications. And yes, absolutely, see what are the job opportunities. Like we don't have any specific role. That means I cannot say that there are going to be specific roles related to this going to be something called as a Gen AI, but they're asking something like we can say AI ML engineer along with Gen AI, like that they are asking about that. If we just go through the Naukri portals and etc., we can see specifically there is no specific roles that are asking on generative AI. Like for example, AI developer. For example, if you go to the Naukri and verify, so AI developer, artificial intelligence developer, so having some knowledge of generative AI. Specifically, they don't say that we require generative AI engineer or something like that, because along with that only, we obviously require some kind of an applications. Yes, absolutely, Kiran. You can do a freelancing. You can do some kind of a, even there is a lot of freelancing jobs are also available. If you go through something like any LinkedIn or anything, if you can update your profile. So in as part of data science also, we have a lot of which is going to be freelancing jobs are available as a trainers, as a developers. We really have a lot of which is going to be like a part-time jobs. We can find out some kind of a freelancing jobs, obviously on AI ML, even on these also we can find out, guys. Nowadays a lot of which is going to be companies, not companies, but for some individual which is going to be startup, something like that. So you can work like a freelancing, we can say as a freelancing worker, you can work for various companies also, guys. Only generative AI we can get the job. I'm not saying that you can't get it, because you know that, right? Generative AI still it is in the some kind of an many of the companies are doing a lot of research on that. So still they're implementing up to some extent, but not a complete full-fledged, they are unable to implement it. So there is nothing specific jobs are there, but if you have this knowledge of generative AI, obviously you can apply for the jobs, because AI and ML, all these are going to be, there are the secondary criteria. The primary criteria are going to be whenever they want to develop some kind of an LLM models for our corporates or our enterprises. So they require some people who are having the knowledge of which is going to be generative AI. Obviously, we can find the jobs based on the generative AI, but specific roles are not there. We don't call them as a generative AI engineers or all things something goddess. So as I said that Kiran Kumar, DurgaSoft does not assist you, but whatever the assistance you require, so I'm going to provide all that particular assistance from my side. So whatever the assistance you require, so I'm going to provide all that assistance, conceptual wise, or whatever the help, whatever the documents you require, whatever any information you require. So anything. So I'm just going to guide you regarding that particular applications, right? Okay. Right. So any others, guys? Any other questions? Any other questions, guys, if we have? So tomorrow I'll give you a little bit idea about the course content also, guys, course content, and along with the what is going to be some little bit idea about other things like what you can get from DurgaSoft, what are the additional things you are going to get from the DurgaSoft and all these things, and from my side. So I'm going to explain all those particular basic things, guys, and another 1 or 2 classes I take demos, guys, and after that we'll start with our Python basics of Python classes. We'll start from another couple of days. We are going to start with them, guys. Right? Yes. Anyone, guys? Any questions? Anyone? If you have any further questions, guys? Okay, then. That's it for the today's class, guys. Thanks all of you for attending this demo session, guys. So hope I'll see you all of you tomorrow at the same time with the same link, guys. Okay. Thanks all of you for today, guys. We'll meet up tomorrow, guys. Thanks all of you, guys.